to welcoming new life into the world. Hospitals are mainstays in healthy, optimistic communities. Being technologically savvy and having equipment rivaling that of large hospitals, Wayne Memorial offers cutting-edge procedures with world-class personalized care. Such care is provided by a team consisting of specialists, driving in from larger hospital systems, as well as our local physicians we've come to know so well. Healthcare delivered locally saves a patient time, money, and the hassle of traveling out of town. We are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have a choice in your healthcare, and we thank you for choosing us every day. Wayne Memorial Hospital, caring for the community.
Summer's here. Are you ready? At First Franklin Financial, we can help make this your best summer ever. Spruce up that old car, make your home shine, or take that family vacation you've always dreamed about. Whatever you've dreamed about, we can help make it happen with loans for any need, large or small. Just stop by and see the friendly Franklin folks at 1074 North Macon Street. We're located in the plaza next to Walmart, or give us a call at 912-427-4237, 427-4237. That's 427-4237. Apply online at www.1ffc.com. All loans are subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLSR number 141654. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
You'll save when you shop the July Red Hot Buys at Harris Ace Hardware. On sale, DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill driver kit that includes 2 lithium-ion batteries and contractor bag is just $99.99. Check out this great buy at Harris Ace. Peak Bug Wash with Rain-X, the gallon size is only 99 cents. And the 1.1 gallon size of Ortho Home Defense Insect Killer is only $9.99. Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jesup, the helpful place.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, GBI investigating the death of a 9-month-old child that occurred July 5th here in Wayne County at 338 Sunset Boulevard. Jesup police officers and EMS arrived at the scene of an unresponsive child. CPR was administered and the child rushed to the hospital's emergency room, but the child didn't make it and was declared deceased by the ER doctor. Officers talked to the person who called for assistance, Ostiana Dumas, who told officers that she had left the child unattended in a bathtub with bath water while she went and got some clothes for him. When she returned, she found the victim unresponsive in the tub. Lieutenant Morgan was notified of the situation. He arrived at the emergency room. Since then, the investigation has been turned over to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Again, they continue to investigate. WIFO film will continue to follow the story as it develops. Congressman Buddy Carter in town for several events. One took place at the Chamber of Commerce as he met with small business owners to hear from them and answer questions from the media, who Carter says he has no issue with. Buddy Carter talked about several issues. We'll hear more from him this week here on the local news. But today we begin with his opening remarks as he states confidently there's a lot getting done in Washington, D.C. with the current administration.
You know, unlike what you might hear on the news or what the media is reporting, and the media, I love the media, by the way, but yeah, but seriously, we are getting a lot of things done in D.C. Yes, we are bogged down right now on some of the big issues like healthcare primarily. That is kind of dragging us down, and that's been the focus of what the media attention has been about. But I wanted to mention a couple of things that I feel like are very important, particularly to us in the 1st District and to the rural areas. We've passed a number of bills here recently that I think have been very good. First of all, the Choice Act, which deals with banks. You know, our community banks, particularly in Georgia, have really taken a hit. In fact, we've had, on average, at least one community bank per day to close nationwide since Dodd-Frank went into effect. And with the Choice Act that passed the House, we actually repealed most of Dodd-Frank, not all of it, but most of it. And that's really going to be a benefit to our community banks. Now, where that translates is into small business, because community banks, as you know, a lot of times are the ones that small businesses go to and that get funding from small businesses and loans from small businesses. Yeah, a lot of the big banks do loan to small businesses, but you don't have that relationship that you do with a lot of the community banks. So the repeal of Dodd-Frank, remember Dodd-Frank was what the administration put into place whenever we had the banking crisis and the Great Recession of 08 and 09. And essentially it dealt with, too big to fail. And it was the bailout that a lot of our banks received. So we did away with too big to fail. Now that bill is in the Senate right now, and hopefully they will get to it after, hopefully they finish health care this week. But when they get to it, then we'll have a repeal of most of the effects of Dodd-Frank. That was significant, and I wanted to mention that. We also did a couple of things before we left last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, dealing with immigration that I thought was very important, and particularly with illegal immigrations. First of all, we passed Kate's Law, and Kate's Law deals with Kate Stingley. She was the one who was the 32-year-old who was killed in San Francisco on the dock and died in her father's arms. It was just a horrific story. But she was killed by an illegal immigrant who had been deported 5 times before and was back for the 6th time. And what it does is it just increases the maximum and minimum penalties for someone who has been deported and come back in. So it was named after her and kind of encouraged and introduced as a result of what happened with her. The second one that I was really interested in had to do with sanctuary cities. You know, sanctuary cities are cities that don't impose our immigration laws. So what we did was twofold with that. First of all, we said, if you're a sanctuary city and you're not going to be enforcing our federal immigration laws, then you're not going to be eligible for federal law enforcement grants. I mean, if you're not going to enforce the immigration laws, then we're not going to have you receiving federal law enforcement grants. That was significant. But the most significant thing in my mind was the fact that we are allowing now victims of crimes committed by illegal immigrants in sanctuary city. So they can actually sue the city. Now I'm going to tell you that's going to get their attention pretty quick. And this was something that we've been working on because we're hearing that some of the other places, for instance, Massachusetts has talked about being a sanctuary state where they would accept any illegal immigrants there. And if you'll remember, here in Georgia, Emory was talking about at one time being a sanctuary college, and that's something that was, they didn't go through with it, but it was something that was very concerning to us here in the state of Georgia as well.
Again, those comments of Congressman Buddy Carter. Again, we got more from the Congressman all this week here on the local news as he discussed several issues. Tomorrow we'll hear his comments on the upcoming vote on health care in Washington, D.C. In Savannah, the jury was selected to hear the civil case between CSX and the parents of Sarah Jones, a girl who was killed while working on the Midnight Rider documentary filmed in Wayne County back in 2014. Civil trial being held in Savannah, Georgia, as the parents are suing the railroad for negligence. All 12 jurors and 2 alternates were selected on Monday. The opening argument is set for today in Savannah. Jones was 27 at the time of her death. Part of the negligence suit is that 2 trains did pass the film crew before the third that hit and killed Sarah did not notify anyone at CSX that the film crew was on the tracks. CSX says the film crew simply had no permission to be on the tracks at all. Again, the criminal case was settled back in 2015. WIFO covered that case here in Wayne County. Director Randall Miller was sentenced to 2 years in jail, but was released after 1 year because of a medical condition. He's still serving 10 years on probation. County commissioners met last night. We'll come back, take a look at that meeting right after this word from our sponsor. Other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Totally transparent car buying. With Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC live market pricing, know for certain you're buying at the low market price. We constantly monitor multiple auto and competitor websites to always offer the most aggressive market prices. No games, no gimmicks, no kidding. That's why Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC is the home of the no-hassle deal. Skip the runaround and discover the difference of truly transparent buying on every new and pre-owned vehicle every day. We're online just like you, and we continuously scan pricing on hundreds of vehicles to update prices in real time. At Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, know for certain that our live market price is the low market price. Experience a new and totally transparent way to buy with live market pricing.
Chevrolet Buick
Chevy, find new roads.
You'll save when you shop the July Red Hot Buys at Harris Ace Hardware. On sale, DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill driver kit that includes 2 lithium-ion batteries and contractor bag is just $99.99. Check out this great buy at Harris Ace. Peak Bug Wash with Rain-X, the gallon size is only 99 cents. And the 1.1 gallon size of Ortho Home Defense Insect Killer is only $9.99. Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jesup, the helpful place.
This is Charles Huffman at Jesup. Been to Jesup House on a large selection of new and exciting floor plans from the nation's top manufacturers like Clayton, Fleetwood, Scott Built, and Homes of Merit. All of our homes feature modern kitchens and appliances, R60 and higher insulation value, efficient heat pumps. We have 2 locations to serve you: 2452 Savannah Highway in Jesup and Highway 301 South between I-16 and the bypass in Statesboro. Come see Charles, Faye, or Sherida today.
Collision is located at 1320 West Pine Street in Jesup. Morton's offers free estimates, 23-hour towing, and they guarantee their work. Call 427-3769 or after hours 912-294-6140. The staff at Morton Collision Center works with all insurance companies. So for guaranteed work with a qualified staff, go to Morton Collision at 1320 West Pine Street in Jesup. Morton Collision, quality you can see.
County Commissioners met Monday night for their July monthly meeting. Under new business, purchased 3 transit vans from the Department of Transportation for $12,000. One will be used for the Sheriff's Department, one will be used for the Recreation Department, and one will be used for the jail. The Commissioners did stipulate that for the Rec Department, a person must be a certified driver and have a CDL license in order to drive the van, which will be used to haul kids to recreation games when needed. Commissioners also approved the agreement with the Web Electronics for the Recreation website, which was tabled from their June meeting. Also under new business, Commissioners approved their annual contract with the Georgia Regional Commission in reference to DHS services in transporting patients, and the board approved their CDBG grant for their mental health building, which was won by local contractor Overhaul Construction. The bid came in at $443,000, the grant $500,000. 6 different contractors submitted bids. Commissioners expressed approval. The local contractor won the bid. Herschel Hire says local people will be hired to construct the project. As he says, Overall Construction uses local contractors, and he says that'll help the local economy get on the CDBG grant project for the new mental health building. Commissioners were informed that they will have to come up with around $22,000 more in their budget for firefighters' insurance, $1 per day per fireman. Another one of the unfunded mandates handed down by the state, which the Commissioners talked about at their meeting last night. Just one of the many being handed down to local governments to pick up the tab, in which years past the state would fund the cost. House Bill 146 passed the state legislature this year, making local governments pick up the cancer insurance for firemen. Commissioner Thomas says the state keeps pushing costs to local county governments, and he says over the past few years has really affected the county's budget. Counties still can send out notices, and when your car tag is due because of the $20 expense, 19 of those $20 go to the state, while the county gets just $1. Costs more to send out the notices. So no longer do residents of Wayne County receive a notice that your car tag is due. Thomas says from fuel costs and now insurance costs, the state's really putting a burden on rural county governments. Under items with the Commissioners, both the pool and Cracker Williams Rec Center discussed. We begin with Cracker Williams. The county says they voted twice to leave the building, and that is their stance. They state the final date is October 1st. No one rented the building for November. The few that rented it for October have been sent back their money with a letter telling them the county no longer owns the building. All property being given back to the city of Jesup, as no recreation is taking place at the building. Commissioner Ralph Hickox asked about the arts and crafts that apparently are still being done at the building. Commissioner State Director will have to find another place for that activity. Commissioner Herschel Hires gave an update on the pool. He states again that meetings have been held, but nothing set in stone. Steve Larson believes he can raise private funding for the 10-lane pool that he'd like to see. Hires says the consensus is that an 8-lane pool be built, one like Tifton has, that hosts a state recreation meet each year. Commissioner James Thomas says he wants decisions to be made quicker, asked that the process be quickly done than it has. He says decisions need to be made and finalized. Commissioner Mike Roberts says that he's talked with City Manager Mike Deal, and that Mike Deal says the city's willing to help with funding around $250,000 no matter where the pool is built. WIFO-FM talked with the City Manager Mike Deal last night, who says that's not exactly what was said. Deal says the city most likely will help with funding, but that he, Mike Deal, doesn't have a vote. Any funding from the city would have to be approved by the City Council. It appears any thought of a pool being built at Cracker Williams off the table by the County Commission. They state the county heads up the Recreation Department. It makes sense that the pool be out at Billmore's Park for them, where all other recreation venues take place. But again, no final decision on location, as they're still the possibility of the school system being in discussions and helping with funding. Since the high school has a swim team, there has been discussions that a nice location might be somewhere on the high school campus, with both the high school swim team and the recreation group Piranhas having a year-round facility located on school property. One thing made clear last night is that the county commissioners want the rec director at the meetings. Asked last night if he was attending the meetings regarding the pool, Herschel Hire says not at this time. Luke Thomas says, quote, well, he needs to be in attendance. He's the director and should be the expert on the pool, end quote. Once again, the consensus is for the new pool to be built at Bill Morris Park under the rec department. The consensus is an 8-lane pool like the one in Tifton, but to clarify, no final decisions have been made by the county commissioners at this time regarding the pool. And again, we'll continue to follow the story, have more on the discussion at last night's meeting tomorrow here on the local news. And that's a look at your county commissioners meeting for Monday. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages. So please stay tuned.
Totally transparent car buying. With Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC live market pricing, know for certain you're buying at the low market price. We constantly monitor multiple auto and competitor websites to always offer the most aggressive market prices. No games, no gimmicks, no kidding. That's why Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC is the home of the no-hassle deal. Skip the runaround and discover the difference of truly transparent buying on every new and pre-owned vehicle every day. We're online just like you, and we continuously scan pricing on hundreds of vehicles to update prices in real time. At Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, know for certain that our live market price is the low market price. Experience a new and totally transparent way to buy with live market pricing.
Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, home of the no-hassle deal.
Chevy, find new roads.
Advance Healthcare Center on South 1st Street in Jesup is your one-stop health shop for most all your healthcare needs. They offer same-day appointments, and walk-ins are welcome for medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, and massage therapy care for immediate treatment and pain relief for injuries and illnesses of all conditions. Advance Healthcare specializes in the treatment of spinal and joint pains, headaches, neurological and muscle conditions, and family medical needs. Advance Healthcare accepts and files most major insurance plans, accepts motor vehicle and workman's comp cases, and they make self-pay plans affordable for everyone so you can get the care you need right away. Call or walk into Advance Healthcare Center on South 1st Street in Jesup, or visit their website at ahc4health.com to explore the many ways they can quickly serve you. Advance Healthcare Center, serving the Wayne County area for over 27 years. Feel better today.
Final notes in the news. Don't forget Wayne Memorial Hospital offering a free class on childbirth this Saturday from 9 to 1 in the hospital annex building. Class is ideal for those expectant mothers 25 weeks pregnant or later by the class date. Those interested in registering can do so by calling 530-3117 or 530-3118. Again, they state attendees are encouraged to invite a support person to the class. Again, the class set for this Saturday, 9 to 1 at the hospital. Again, the number is 530-3117 or 530-3118. Also, the hospital getting ready for their next blood drive a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, July 19th, from 11 to 5 p.m. They're asking the people sign up and to avoid the rush. Again, you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit their blood drive website, redcrossblood.org, and enter Wayne Memorial Hospital when prompted for a sponsor code. Walk-ins will also be welcome next Wednesday. Again, it takes place Wednesday, July 19th from 11 to 5 p.m. at the hospital. Finally, in the news, don't forget the health clinic, school for students who need immunization school. It's going to take place at the Long County Health Department at 584 North Macon Street in Ludowici from 8:30 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, July 25th. Health Department wants to help parents beat the back-to-school rush by holding a clinic that is focused on providing the screening and immunizations that students need before starting school. And the state students entering a Georgia school for the first time, no matter what the grade level, must have a completed certificate of vision, hearing, dental, and nutrition screenings. Long County Health Department having this back-to-school clinic on Tuesday, July 25th from 8:30 to 6 p.m. The number for the health department is 545-2107. And that's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness.